I don't know why that just did that. So that just crashed that out too. Weird. I apologize for the little technical difficulties. Crap. Oh, don't play it. Or, yeah, don't try it, because that definitely doesn't work. Close. Well... So wait, which one am I trying to trigger? The top one. Is it because we're already at the same location type thing? I think so. So, because that, like... Oh, we know this... No, we know this floor... Yeah, no. But still, technically, yeah, that. So, this, get. Okay. This elevator buttons. On the button. Get and get floor pose. So, what's going on? Oh, there's a missing value? Oh no, that's just a CT. So, like... Game object time delay. Oh, not this game object? We have the game object time delay the parent? Weird. I think that's what's going on. Because we technically would be just doing this object. Hold up. Delay. Gotta do that again. .01. So this might be not working at all because of the while. Crap. So we might have to move that elsewhere. It's probably not going to work, unfortunately. It's calling it because... There's no other error. So it's just the while and the delay. Or, oh, is it because... Oh, wait, maybe. Hold up. So let's try the other one again. Delay. The reason might be because it's, like, in front. You're back. Yeah, I do apologize. Oh, no, what was, happening earlier? And then wait. Just say no. I think that's the problem. Because it was technically firing infinitely on one node. This one. Infinitely fast. So then all this, yeah, that probably was part of the problem. So stop. Save. Might have to restart it to get it to work still. Well, this one... more likely to work? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I do apologize. Let's see. I'm just gonna do a little few tests. And then S&Box is like, delete. Delete. Come on. Because the elevator... We're moving up, then all that will fire correctly. So it's either that, or I also have to say the game, technically the parent object is in delay, not that object. Which makes sense as well. So we're probably going to experience another crash here. But this is important to know because that's like how that works in like whiles. Same thing would happen for whatchamacallit, in C#. Oh no, log still fired. It didn't move it, but oh, and now it broke. Oh, maybe I just interacted with the bottom one. Okay, now let me get the delay on this one. Because if not, then I'm going to have to put all this logic on the elevator itself. Somehow. Like, this is kind of a big problem. But it didn't crash, so that means the delay was the problem. For an exception, I want to save, restart it again. It's definitely, so this action graph craps happens a lot when you're doing what I'm doing. So if you have an action graph that's already, like, edited, because this happened with the microwave and the door when I was editing the interaction logic to be different from the prefab version. That's where I get those action graph errors, even though there's technically not an error, with like the debug string thing. Let's go into it again. Now, super awesome getting the doors working. Doors can be at any direction. Now, the UI and all that stuff, that's gonna be easy, dude. Easy. Logs are fired. I feel like it's gonna air it out. So, that's good that if it errors. Oh, no error. But if I open, will it say it? Yes. Right. So... so the graph where it's from was destroyed. Interesting. Yeah, maybe I made this a little too... So we might have to move this. Which is funny because then the problem of get parent might not be a problem. Then. Yeah. Definitely something with the while, it's this. But being like within a prefab type thing. Right? I mean, I could try. Hold up. So, let's see. Log debug info. Maybe? I don't think we're going to see tons of maybes. No. So, but I could get it to work. Like this. Well, it still's not going to work unless I restart this. Right? Yes. And then it won't work. Weirdly. And I can't recompile this one. So, yeah, so I'm probably going to put all that logic on the main elevator, the moving, and probably just do what I have for the door, even more so. Like, just edit an int, which is actually simple, where press a button, it changes the integer in the elevator thing, where all the logic's going to be, so we don't have to figure out the parent stuff, or don't need the parent thing, because we're going to be in the elevator. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Which is so annoying. So how's that going to work? Well, that means this logic here copy. It would be on the elevator. Would it? Actually, no. Hold up. How do you... We don't know yet how to fire another action graph. So how would we fire this one? We press 1. It would always have to be checking. So... It's funny because we could have another component that's like enable and disable, but it's like... Well, I could have the on interacted, but that's like, it doesn't fire. Unless I have a thing that like tells it to, which I don't really know how to do that yet. There's got to be a way to do that, to tell, basically have the interaction logic here, but to like trigger this. So if we get the elevator, can we get, so then like, what, so interacted? Right, okay, so I could get it. I could set it. But we can't fire it, so enter... Yeah, you can't like fire it. So I would have to have another, like, I would have to figure out how to have the interaction logic fire then. Like this, and then like interacted, and interacted secondary fire. Because the secondary fire, then you can have 2 couples of logic. Yeah, man. So then that's even more confusing, because I can't get another node to fire, but I can have another component which I can make, which is weird. That I could just on start, don't, or like enable disable, or disable enable. So disable enable the elevator component, just like that, and it would on component enabled, it would then fire. What a janky way of doing it, but that's like an easy on fire way of like checking stuff, is on enable disable. So we'll be like, okay, on the button, get our parent component, enable, disable. Get our parent component, gets the number that we're going to set it, or whatnot. Floor to go to. Int, right? Yeah, int. Floor to go to. Save. Then we get an int. 0. So then we set it to 1. Disable, enable. It's going to save all that. It's going to have the same information, and then it's going to start it. Yes. Theoretically. I'll just copy it all. Copy, paste, delete. No, not that one. This, so I want to get, so we're on the elevator. We don't want, for this specific one, we don't want to do that. We just want to get elevate, oh. Get elevator, floor, go to floor number, and which then I will probably put that structure array system again on the thing, because then we could get this specific one. Or no, we don't, no, it's just a select. Yeah, it's just a select. Or no, because then we have to hard code that. So let's say our number is 1. Number is 1, then get the structure array and get that information in there. What's the information of the number? What is the number going to be firing? The number is going to correspond to the position. So we just set it to 1. Now, yeah, get the structure array. So we set it to 1, get the structured array. We set all the information, and yeah. So put that back. So now we get structured information. We'll just put 2 for now. Elevator button. This is now just going to probably just set a integer variable. Whenever I figure out the on secondary interaction logic, that's where I'm going to place the on start logic. Which then, however I'm going to do that in the future, I'm going to have to edit this, but it will work. Because we're going to disable enable, which is going to fire it, and then it's going to check what's up that you got, then it's going to go. Then if it's already going, we can check the boolean, hey, is it going? Boom, stop it. Then it just stops the whole thing. So we should be good, right? Because if stop, we don't have to know if one of these are already pressed. Because we're just going to check it for moving. Yeah. In this way. So, what information am I getting? Floor to go to, oh yeah, that's right. So I want to get floor data. Floor data gets item, and that will be this integer. That's why I kind of want it like this, so then it could be any information, so we don't have to hard code it via select or on a switch. So then we have, because we would have to switch and then copy paste the code X amount of times on however many floors that we have on the base elevator to move it in the different positions that we would want it to move. But here, since we can just do this, we can then get that information, which is the floor position. So whatever the number that we just pressed, basically just get the floor position of that. And if we're going to get the floor position, that means, let me delete that too, delete that, the while. So should I just put this to the moving Yes, because if we're gonna be moving it like, if we're gonna be doing it like this, we just want to set is moving, and if it's not, just stop it. Maybe then we don't need a branch at all, because why do we need a branch? Well, we need a branch to set, so there'll be a temp boolean here now, funny enough. Because we don't need another, like an outside one. Because the outside one is this one to then set this temp one. So temp, temp, floor, moving, temp floor moving, bool, because I want to set information after, and if we stop it, it's not gonna, I don't think it fires again. It might. I don't know, I guess we would have to check that too, because I don't know if it actually does or not. Then we want to set it to true, and this is why I want the boolean, so it'd be like, okay, fire this. And then same ideology here of stop this guy dang while. And we can do other information, other stuff here for the branch. So it'd be boom, fire, fire, boom, stop. Okay, stops. Oh, it stops. So it sets it to false. Now we got to get the position. So if we move this up, we have to get, so our target position is now this. And our target is now location, because we are on the elevator, so we're the whole thing. Also, am I doing the interaction logic on this? I should be doing an elevator, I just realized. Am I? I don't think so. No, so let me copy and paste this real quick. Copy. Because this is only on this one. We have to go on this one, because boom, it's not there. So anytime you spawn a new one, not going to be there. That's a crazy thing, I know. But it's good because that's like, you're just going to get used to that. That you have to edit here if you wanted to edit everything. Or have that be applied to everything. Even logic like this. It's cool because you get to have your own unique logic. Firing. Basically whatever you want. Really. Because it just really got to depend. And delay, object delay. So now we know this object, which is this one, delay it by... And watch, this is probably still not going to work, and I'm going to flip out if it does. But it's for a specific reason, which I don't know the reason yet. Now, we don't need to know that. We do want to know if the elevator is moving and temp moving. The reason why I got like 2 of these is so I can have this fire after accordingly. And then tell this to stop and then make it stop no matter what. So the elevator here is going to be this. Plug. 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 Now we go through. So that's the target position. Oh, no, that's wrong. No, this is the target position. The target is our start position. So that would be location. Whatever our location is. So location. Oh, hello. Oh, that's right. Called position. Position. Local position is of this. Just get that. Whatever this one is, set the local game object vector. Okay, then what's this? So target the elevator, move it up, because we want everything move up. All right, or down. So it's like check the stuff. All right. Now we still gotta mess with this. So then we want this floor pose. Then we still want that. This gets deleted completely, and then is replaced with this. Save. So when so is it firing? Is it moving already? Yes. Don't do nothing. Can't do nothing. Gotta wait until it gets there. All right. We just got there. Cool. We're not moving? Yes, we're not moving. All right. Oh, that's another thing. So this is got to go over here and set it to not moving anymore. So after it fully is done. All right. So then not moving. All right. So we're going in. Now we're going to say, hey, it is moving. Everything's kind of, we set the variables that need to be set. Then we start the while. The while has got the delay. The delay is saying, hey, do we do this? Boom, boom. Nope. Good. Then we just move to the position, and it should move to the position. On enable start. Save. I'm going to copy this again, just in case here for, so copy, close, 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 open. Okay, still it's the same one. Just want to make sure. Now, this is this one, so we have to go back over to the button panels. We're going to start with on the top one. Been using that one. I'm going to probably work over here. I want to just test. So what am I just doing here? I just want to, so I still want to get parent, but I want to get elevator, set, oh no, get elevator, floor, no. Go to, we're setting that to this, so there would be button, elevator buttons, get, and that one I didn't set, so elevator buttons. This would be int floor number. Funny enough, it's becoming more. Did this crash again? Go on, load up. You're good. Okay, so I clicked that way too fast there, and it crashed. Let it chill for a second, just in case. Nope, it fully crashed. All right. Okay. But it's funny, because, yeah, this is working more like it. Like, just press the number, tells you the number of the system, tells it into the system to just go to that destination. Which, I guess, would assume, because how would you tell an elevator go to an exact position on the line? Not in relative world, but on the relative line of string that it's on, which is the cable of the cable of the elevator. You know where it is at, depending on where that is being, like, leveled. Because you got your counterweight of an elevator. So the counterweight is there, or it really depends on the system, right? But there is always, like, a pulley system. So to know, it knows that moment. Because you got to, like, you don't want to pull it too much, because if you keep pulling it, it's going to go up. If you keep letting it slack, it's going to go down. So they know exactly where that number is. So it's just like press, set it to that number. So it's legit, funny enough, more like an elevator. I would assume, because how would they do it any other way? Get the position in real life? Crazy. So then we got the floor number. The floor number. Darth Vader. The floor number must be set to. Alright, so if it's set to 1. So we want to get elevator to set go to, but we want to get elevator but copy him? No. Elevator buttons floor number, and there we go. But not only that, we want to go before that, but move this up. And then we have not only the floor data that we, or this that we want to kind of set. Well, we want to set the, like that. Then we want to go enable get, no. Enable, object enabled, set, false, copy paste, true. This is just a little hack on getting another action graph to fire. legit. So whatever I figure out how to do it properly in the future, that would just get changed here. So if the floor number, then start stop. Now, we can theoretically see this already happen on the elevator if it is correct, because the elevator floor number should go to 1 if I press stop 1. Nope. Is that the right one? If I, I'm getting an exception problem. Why? Okay, I'm just going to copy this. Go elevator panels. 3. Close. Open. It is that one. Is that why it's like bugging out? Or no? Or is that not the right one? It is. Okay. So will it work now? There should be no, like, exception problems. So error call and updates on that. Okay. This is where we close and restart? And my background is also breaking too. I wonder if that's also breaking because of my stuff that I've been doing. Oh. It definitely is breaking more around these times, or my background's becoming more pink around these times than normal. Which is interesting. So, if this doesn't interact, then I'm extra confused. Because then on a log, it will work. Oh, well no, because yeah, we're not calling anything else. So, like, enable and disable. Oh, enable and disable is probably why it's breaking. I think it's the logic breaking again. On the movement. So maybe it was, oh, so it probably could have been working this whole time. I just got to get it working in a different way, really. No, it worked. I just don't know where it's at. Oh, it's disabled. Oh. We can't do that. Well, it's working now. So that was a bug. We can't do that. You know why? Because, since we disable it, it can't be re-enabled. Because there's nothing to re-enable if it's disabled. It can't call it. Because it errors out right after. That's why. So we can't enable and disable to call that. Oh, actually, no, wait. Hold up. Never mind. It just wasn't plugged in. Then why wasn't that erroring out? Oh, no, it is plugged in. Is it? What is going on? So close this, open this, plugged in. Now it's plugged in, technically. I just saw an error. Is that now not going to work? Yep. I saw that error. So it really is this elevator crap here. So, yeah. So you really got to be careful when you edit this stuff like that, because it just, like, doesn't like it. Because it's like, oh, well, you just edited that one. Because I just technically edited the parent one. And the engine doesn't like that, so we'll see this. So, and if that does break again, like if it pulls the pin, it's interesting that the engine does that. I guess it's to help prevent a permanent crashing cycle. Which, if we're going to be working really in this, I gotta know that type of stuff. Which is awesome that we got, like, the money stuff. I just gotta figure that out on why it doesn't call when it's updated. But technically, I guess it doesn't get updated. I don't know. Go to the panel. Third button, interact. It's plugged in. Now we go over there. Will it be like that? It is. And I think now that's because of this. So if I set that like that, that probably will work now. Or I gotta restart it again for it to figure that out. Yep, I do have to restart that again to figure that out. Crazy. So I actually can call it back. So then on this, somewhere on this, it is not nice. We just press it once. I guess a while can't be used on those. I thought it was just a delay, but I guess it's also that as well. So if I go log, oops. We're not even getting oops. Now do we get oops? I'm not even getting any like logic firing. I guess technically in this mode it's not being disabled. So then exception. Interactive for logic 2. I'm gonna close it one more time and try. If not, that's interesting. The positioning stuff. I just gotta figure out how to call another. It's so stupid because I can easily do that in Unreal Engine. Call another custom event. So this is just a weird way of calling another action graph. So then I figure that out, I get it to work, and then we call it. But it did work when that one plug wasn't plugged in. Now it's plugged in, everything's plugged in, but it's just gonna log. Will it log? If it's gonna log, that means it really is the oh, unenabled, failed on load. Object reference was not set to an instance of an object. Hold up. What object? Wait, what? Unenabled on elevator failed from load. Object reference not set to an object. What object reference? What? So this fails on, or is it because this is a different one? Oh, it is a different one. So which one? Oh. Don't, okay. Hold up. We have not been firing the right logic this whole time. I just realized. On the elevator's using the new one that I used. So I'll just copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Delete. Rename base elevator. Okay. So now when I do do this, close, open. We are getting the right one now. So, now let's see. Well, this is without the log. That's kind of what I think what we want. Or is that because it's still disabled? Now, did the button disappear again? This unplugged. So elevator button, elevator. So then that's... Okay, so then now we got a new one. So this one has got that right logic. So if I go in here, here, here. Close. Open. For sure does. At least this one. So let's do this again. Copy. Paste. Copy. So that is so important with this stuff. Legit having logic that... It still might not even work, but we're having logic that's firing the old stuff. So it's like... Of course it's not working on that end, because it's firing that stuff that didn't, of course, work. So now we got an elevator. It's got the right logic tied, so it's going to enable, disable. Now, will it work? I think it won't. So there's the exception where it doesn't like the logic. So if I go in elevator, well, let's go here, let's check this. One component enabled. Now this is where the stuff should be working. So then we go boom, swap this one down here. Actually, no, don't even do that. I'm just going to go to this one because I don't know how much that's bugging out or not. So close. Okay. Right one. Close. Okay. And now it just won't work because now it's like broken. Well, at least on enabled, it doesn't break now. It does say oops. But the elevator, I saw that it did say... on enabled, an elevator failed from load. The given key input definition name target group icon used by hash string def on elevator input signal primary signal array equals false. So not present? Which one is it not present? That elevator moving. Set temp floor, stop movement, elevator, get floor data? Is it really? Oh, is it because of that? No, is it? Oh, snap. It's true. That could be another problem. That, yeah, well, of course there's nothing there, because there is nothing there. There's that. So, which one am I trying to get? Don't even have it actually working? Wait, so no, I don't, funny enough. So that's an extra problem. That the elevator floor number here is not set right. But then we go into the elevator, now we go here on this, so it should, well, that one is set right, so it's going to be on enabled. But I'm going to double check that. So, on interacted, yes. Get the number here, set it on that one there. Yes, alright. Now that that's set, we still got to get information of where to go. And that's why I was breaking on where to go. Well, another bug, because there's a few from here. We're just sculpting. The best way I can create code and logic is, if you watch my process, it's exact same of like sculpting clay. I can't do it any other way. Especially when I'm trying to figure stuff out. Is that I'm, like, I have the same system. But if we're comparing it to what I initially started with, I'm basically have done a loop with additions. And that is because I'm just sculpting with clay. I can't really, I You can't really do it any other way and properly figure it out without it being a true sculpting process where you're removing clumps, you're regaining the clumps that you just had and put it on so you're not wasting any material, then you're sculpting, then you're getting tools, and you're like, wait, how do I actually sculpt a nose that looks like this? So you're then just going up and sculpting, sculpt, well, that doesn't work. Oh, just take the whole nose away. Alright, more clay, block of clay, clay strips, alright, built it up, alright, let's start smoothing, smooth, sculpt, right? So that's legit what I'm doing here. And it is a slow, iterative process, just like clay sculpting, but the stuff that you get at the end is so rewarding that it doesn't matter, in my opinion. Because you're getting invaluable, or, like, priceless information, which are truly skeleton keys. Elevator. Because base floor, then we'll say second floor, right? So this would be 0, 1. Now we got that. But yeah, so then, because I wanted to work on the doors again, but I'm like, crap, I'm still working with clay, and I'm still, like, in it. But it is poopy. Like, it's like, oh, I just want paintbrush. I know what to do, paintbrush. Nope, got a Lego brick. Turn the page. See how you place this brick in this format. You just got to do that, and that's what we're doing. And thankfully, we're getting an error on start, which is telling us more stuff now than it was. Wait, which one are we getting? Zero? It should have it. Elevator floor data. So on start, it still fails on load. The given key input definition array is pooping out still. So why? Why is floor pose? So this number is 0. So since it's 0, get list 0. It can't, for some reason. So, like, 0. Will that work if I tell it to do it like that? No, it's still. So then, it doesn't say which one it is. Position. Just so I can get that to stop erroring potentially, and see. Is it something else? No, it is something else. What is it then? Failed from load. Is it because this object is technically not initialized when it's on start? Are we doing something like that now? Because now there shouldn't be nothing that's errored out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're dealing with... So maybe delay it, actually. Put delay then? Delay. Or is it because we're already setting our position to target as 0? But no, it's saying like a parameter is missing. So full 2 seconds, like for sure. No, on start. Missing value. Please, like, tell me which one it is. Input definition. What's an input definition? Is it this? Is it because I copy and pasted the thing into here? Copy. Delete. Delete. One legacy. Delete. When enable, paste. No way. It was. No. Is it? I thought it was, but I'm like, no. Because it, like, greened out. It is. Interesting. Okay, so what's important? Wee-woo. Important, we found a thing. So why is this kind of, like, not errant to begin with now? Even if now it's connected. Well, because this is truly this. I copied and pasted from the other thing over, and I used the same one and deleted this one that was here already. And I deleted it, the other one, because I was like, oh, it goes blue, so it should work. Nope, there's nothing that indicates that this doesn't work if you use the old one. You have to redo it to get the actual, like, starter thing. Because it was saying input. So, like, are you talking about this? And now we're not getting the error. So now we're enabled on start is working. I don't even know if that's going to fix it, but we at least got the error to stop. And that's a very important. So we're just collecting another very important thing that we need to know when dealing about this type of stuff. Yeah, I had a feeling it still is going to error here, but that is good though. Because that was like a different type of error. Also, this didn't set at all. This might be because I have to restart it now for this logic to work. Yeah, so let's try, because we just had a weird thing there. Let's try to restart it. Let's see. This will give us the answer. So never copy over another action graph's input. That, number one, will not even let the thing work at all. Even debug string. So that's like a problem. Now we're trying to, because that was like another bug that prevented us from even trying to figure out the other bug. So we just got that out of the way. And now we got to figure out why the thing's not even going to work again. But that's because of a different error. Thankfully, I looked at that, because if I didn't look at that error, we would have been erroring out the whole time. But it's because I've already kind of like exhausted the fixes, and there's really nowhere else to go. So there would have to be, you would have to look at the next best thing. Now everything should be connected. We could even go in here, be like, boom. That's going to set this value, which should be 1. Yes. And elevator should be, yep, alright. Really it. Maybe elevator on start. Let's just double check. Alright. So did that just delete? Yep, it did. Alright. Now we're getting cooler. So there goes the logic. Awesome. So it just, so I think that's a bug then. Remember I had that problem before? I think that's just a bug. I don't know how, I just recreated it, but I did kind of go down the similar path of that. But at least the interaction's okay. So interaction's okay, but the elevator, no. I gotta redo that again on the event start, which is, I don't have to fully recode it, but it's just like, dang, because one of these interactions should be the old school one. Yes, so then I gotta repurpose this code again to the elevator because it just completely lost the other one. Even though I save and do all that stuff and it said save, sorry. You didn't even really save. So save, boom, boom, open, close, open, paste. And you don't need to put the name in, but this would be Ellie. And then we're gonna do that stuff. Well, that sucks, but we're getting really close. We figured out a lot of things with the game objects, with putting a prefab within a prefab and getting information relating to the main prefab, but we had logic that was firing here that really needed to be here. So then we took that logic and then placed it up here. And now we're trying to figure out why this stuff is not working, which there was another problem, and we just figured out that. Now we're back to this, trying to get this to work, which we were just about to figure that out, but then this kind of just broke. So then I'm going to do that off stream when I can. But we had this is a very productive. Why is this bugging out too? There we go. Very productive little sandbox session on figuring out some pretty key components. So on like, well, because like the main thing of getting the actual stuff from here and going through that whole process of like, that's not really, you can do that. I could still do that. But I wanted to be where that's not really the way that you should in this, for an elevator like this, in the DxRP. It's not a single player game. It's this, so it's like I gotta be extra with it, and that's why I'm trying to do the extra stuff with it, which it's pretty close. It's really close now. Really close. And during that path, we figured out like 2 or 3 big things about the components, which is awesome because we're gonna encounter that again, and I'm surprised I didn't. But yo, hey, all the doors work. All the doors work no matter what angle. Oh, these angles, which theoretically should be any other angle, because these are like the weirdest type of angles. Technically with the directions of -90, -150, 0, and 90. So that's really cool. It's super close, super close. We're getting super close with it. But it's that time of stream again. It's the end of the stream. We're just casually figuring out big boy information. And I appreciate you, Sweaties, so much for stopping by. We had a super sweaty day in Battlefield 4 and 2042, and we just gathered more awesome. We're in the sandbox jungles. We cut down some vines and we found some ancient glyphs. We're trying to decipher what these ancient C-sharp glyphs mean. And I think we're starting to figure it out even more. I'm for sure am. Hey, step by step, because in the future, I know when we encounter stuff like this, that, hey, we had some problems with the elevator, right? I tried to figure out, we tried to do the game objects by referencing it that way, this way, and it didn't really work. But I knew that didn't work that way, so let me just do it this way. And that's what we just gathered, like legit, even though that we don't have it done. So that's awesome. I'm actually, let's go. It's annoying that it's like right here, it's legit right here, about to be done, but that's okay. We'll finish that tomorrow, Sweaties. Thank you again for stopping by. You guys are so awesome. Thank you. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your night, evening, and or morning. Deuces, and have a good one.